As a non-US resident operating an online business through a US LLC and receiving payment via platforms like PayPal or Stripe, you might have encountered the Form 1099-K from one of these third-party payment processors. In this video, I'll explain what this form signifies for you and also address common concerns. Form 1099-K is an informational tax document that payment settlement entities such as PayPal and Stripe issue to report certain payment transactions to the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS. Now, this form details the gross amount of all reportable payment transactions within a calendar year. Now, the question a lot of people ask is, why did I receive the 1099-K? Back in 2021, payment processors like PayPal, Stripe, and Venmo were required to issue a Form 1099-K if your total transactions exceeded $20,000 or you had more than 200 transactions in the calendar year. So this threshold meant that many small businesses and freelancers did not receive a 1099-K unless they had significant volume. But now the IRS has lowered the threshold starting in, I think, 2023, although the implementation was delayed. The current reporting requirements is more than $600 in total transactions, regardless of the number of transactions. So this means that far more people, including small business owners, freelancers, and even casual sellers, may receive a 1099-K, even if they only had a few transactions. Another question is, does receiving a 1099-K mean that I now owe US taxes? The answer is that receiving a Form 1099-K does not automatically imply that you now owe taxes to the US. This form is primarily for reporting purposes. However, if your LLC activities in the US are substantial and continuous, the income might be classified as ECI, making it subject to US taxes. If your business operations are entirely outside the US and you have no US source income, you might not owe US taxes. So what should you do with the 1099-K sent by PayPal or Stripe? Now, when you receive the Form 1099-K, review the information to ensure that the details on the form, such as your tax identification number, the TIN, your business name, and the reported amount are accurate. Now, the second very important thing you can do with your 1099-K is to use it for filing the Form 5472. All foreign-owned US LLCs are required to file the Form 5472 with the IRS annually. So let me quickly take you into my PayPal and show you exactly what the 1099-K looks like. So here I am on my PayPal account. There's a notification. And once I click on it to drop down, you can see important tax return document. Form 1099-K for your account has been generated, and you can find it under reports. So now on the reports page, if we click on the tax tab, you can see the Form 1099-K. So if I click on this, there is a Form 1099-K reconciliation file, and then also the original version that you can download and for your keepsake, and maybe when you want to file your Form 5472. So I have already downloaded, and this is what it looks like. For those of you who have been following through my using a US LLC to run my business, you know that I started the whole thing in January of 2024, and then I started to create accounts, but I didn't run funds through my PayPal account until about September. From September, I started to test out the account, and you can see I made a transaction of $61 just to see if there's any issues with the account, if anything will go on hold and stuff, which I advise you do when you create a new account. And then from October, I started to receive payments from clients and for services proper. And between October, November, and December, I had transactions of $8,400 passed through my PayPal. So you can see everything is accurately reported on this 1099-K form. What that helps you do is when you now want to file your annual report, the Form 5472, you can now use this document to properly fill out the form and make sure that you're not under-reporting or over-reporting anything. When you get the form, just download and save it somewhere secure. And it's not something that you have to fill and then send back to the IRS or to PayPal. It's just a report that you keep so that when you have to do any filings, you can then use it. If you're gaining value from this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Now, keep in mind that PayPal and other payment processors send a copy of your 1099-K to the IRS, meaning that the IRS already have your transaction records on file. So if your Form 5472 doesn't match what the IRS received, it could raise some red flags. So using the 1099-K as a reference for your Form 5472 filing, it ensures that the IRS sees a consistent record and helping you avoid any penalties. The IRS introduced the 1099-K to reduce underreporting and increase tax compliance among freelancers, online sellers who are not traditionally under the government's radar. Since independent businesses and online entrepreneurs are difficult to track, many had the opportunity to misreport or even hide their income. By requiring the third-party payment processors like PayPal and Stripe and the others to report transactions, the IRS can now have more insight into business earnings and can identify cases of underreporting. For non-US LLC owners, the impact of the 1099-K is minimal, as foreign-owned LLCs typically don't owe US taxes anyways. So instead, the 1099-K mainly serves as a reporting tool, ensuring that the IRS has clear records of transactions. In the next video, I will guide you through the process of filing your Form 472 using the information from your 1099-K.